to your tops of your thighs. Sit up tall, and if you can, close your eyes. And if you can, for a moment, just know that we are all here in this now virtual space together. And one of my focuses was just making sure that we all can be in community. And if we close our eyes and we start to breathe in and out through our nose, you can just imagine being in the Main Street space or the Montana space, and you know who's right beside you. So take a bigger breath in through your nose and let it go out the mouth. And then again, take a big full breath. Let your breath fill and lift and lengthen your spine, relax your shoulders, and let it go out the mouth again. And then last time, inhale, breathe up. Get a little fuller across the front of the chest, even the back of the chest. And audible out your mouth, let it go. And then blink your eyes open, reach your arms forward in space, interlace your fingers, and flip your palms to face forward. Take an inhale with your straight arms, reach them up towards the sky. And then just yawn out the side body. So just reach your arms over to one side, and then lift up and go over to the other side. And then inhale, come back to center. And then just reach the arms up towards the sky, palms face each other. Give a little bit more spread through the shoulders. Lift up through the pinkies. Ground into your sit bones, take another full breath in, and then hinge forward and fold over your legs. And choose to take a moment and come onto your fingertips as you straighten your elbows, lift your chest up as you inhale, and create a little bit more length through the front of your spine as you pull your hips back and exhale. And feel free to just walk this to one side and to the other, just so you can get a little bit more length through the side body. And if you walked over to one side, then walk it back to the other. And come back to center, you guys. Inhale, reach yourself all the way back up to sitting. Notice which leg you have in front. Straighten your legs for just a moment. And then switch the cross of the legs. And then this time, all you're gonna do is reach both arms up towards the sky. And then take your right hand off to the right side of the room. Keep your left arm reaching towards the ceiling. Bend your left elbow so your hand goes behind your head. And then just lean your head back into your elbow, and then start to reach your elbow up towards the sky. So you can walk your right hand further over to the right and side stretch. And maybe you even come onto that right elbow and just feel the yawning from the left side of the waist. And feel free to even look up, roll your chest towards the sky, roll that elbow back. Reach that top arm straight up towards the ceiling, and then both arms up towards the sky, come back to the front. And then exhale over to the second side. So left hand to the floor, right elbow behind you, and then just walk it over as far over to the left as you'd like. And feel free to even roll the right ribs towards the ceiling, the right chest to the sky. Reach that top arm up towards the sky, both arms up, come back to center, reach a little taller. And then exhale, fold forward again on this side. And then inhale, come back up. This time, go ahead and straighten out your legs, you guys. Bring your hands behind you, come onto your fingertips. And as you bend your elbows, pull your shoulders way back, and then try to lift your chest all the way up towards the ceiling. Try to keep your chest reaching forward towards those toes. And then if you want a little bit more, you can always bend your knees and lift your hips up. Try to keep the chest rising as high to the sky as you can. Drive into your heels wherever you are, whether the legs are straight or not. Press down into the hands, reach the chest towards the ceiling. And then keep your chest this high, lower your hips back down towards the floor. Go ahead and swing your legs around, come onto your hands and knees. And just connect again into the breath. So as you inhale, reach the chest forward, come into cat-cow. And as you exhale, press down around your spine, spread the shoulders. But really breathing here as you inhale, open the front of your spine, let the shoulders move away from the ears. And exhale to round. We'll do just 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. And last one, inhaling. So I'm not really seeing you. So if you're doing something other, that's what your body needs. And exhale to round. Good. And then come back to a neutral spine, flat back position. Curl your toes under. Take a moment here and just lift your knees an inch off the floor. So your arms are straight, your feet are pressing. It's as if you had a block between your knees. Hug and lift the sides of the waist up. Take a big full breath in. And then send your hips back, downward facing dog. And pedal the feet, wiggle the hips, do what you need to do to kind of check in and stretch, lengthen. Feel how your body is speaking to you today. And then when you're ready, walk your feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. Grab a hold of your elbows, put enough of a bend into your knees so that you can really just let the weight of your head, your arms, your shoulders, your spine drop. Switch the cross of the elbows. Release the hands to the floor. Inhale, come up halfway. And then keep your left hand on the floor, bring your right hand to your hip. Just bend your left knee and twist towards the right. So roll your right shoulder open to the sky. And then feel free to even reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Feel free to come onto your fingertips at the bottom hand. Roll your right chest up, roll your right fingertips back. Beautiful, you guys. And then exhale, release. Hands down to the floor, straighten your left leg, look forward as you inhale. Come onto the fingertips, and then as you bend your right knee, you'll reach open towards the left. So you can start with your left hand on your hip. Pull the bottom shoulder onto the back body, let your chest open, and then maybe reach the left arm all the way up towards the sky. Lean onto the power of your back body. Roll the heart all the way up to the fingertips. Really nice. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Go ahead and place your hands down to the floor. Keep your feet wide. Look forward as you inhale. And then come down into a wide-legged squat at the back of your mat as you exhale. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Drive the weight into your heels a little bit more. And then lift your chest all the way up above the fingertips. Feel the weight in the hips as you lengthen the spine towards the sky. And then hands down to the floor. Straighten your legs. Exhale. Heel toe your feet so they're more classically hip distance apart. Look forward as you inhale. Keep the weight in your legs. Walk your hands halfway forward to your downward dog, just halfway forward. Try to keep your heels heavy as you put a little bend into your knees and send your hips way back over those heels. Keep your legs as active. Walk your hands as far forward to your downward facing dog as you can. And then challenge yourself and see if you can't walk your hands just one palm's distance forward. Slide forward into your plank as you inhale. And then send your hips up and back to downward facing dog as you exhale. We'll just do that 2 more times, you guys. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Try to keep the shoulders over the wrists. And then lift the hips, pull back, downward facing dog. And last time, inhale, we lengthen. And exhale, pull back. And then rise high up onto the balls of your feet. Get really, really high up onto the toes. Keep your heels this high. Put a really big bend into your knees so your knees are an inch off the floor. Then send your hips way back towards your heels. What I'm calling hovering child's pose. Push the hips back. Take a big inhale. Shift forward into plank. And then exhale, go back to that hovering child's pose. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Nice, Anthony. Exhale back to hovering child's pose. Good. This time, again into plank, or if you prefer, chaturanga, shift forward. Exhale back to hovering child's pose. One more, either shift into plank or bend your elbows, chaturanga. Beautiful, you guys. All the way to the floor this time. Point your toes. Plant your hands flat. Inhale, reach the chest forward, baby cobra. And then push into your hands, get longer as you lower your spine down to the floor. And again, inhale, hands press, feet press, coil, lengthen. Be more interested in lengthening chest than how high you go. And lower back down. Let's do 2 more. Maybe you walk your hands back so the wrists are under the elbows. And again, press into the feet, coil to lengthen. Exhale, lower. And last one, inhaling. Reach the chest forward, open up the shoulders. And lower down, exhale. Curl your toes under, your choice, knees on the floor or up, press to plank pose. And downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Open up your hips, bend your knee, exhale. And square it off to center, straighten that right leg. Try to touch the wall behind you. And then you're just gonna lower your right foot so it hovers just beside your left foot. You're still in downward dog. Shift forward into your 3-legged plank pose. Reach through that right heel, lift up through the right side of the waist. Bring your right knee in to touch your nose, but I want you to try to keep your chest open in plank, the collarbone spread. Then take your right knee to the outside of your right arm. Slide the knee up all the way up to the armpit as you possibly can. And then 3-legged dog, lift it all the way up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward between your hands, lower your back knee down to the floor. Use your inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Just a simple couple breaths right here. And then interlace your hands behind your head. Lean the head back into the hands, wrap your elbows straight up towards the ceiling. And as you press into your front foot, pull your front thigh back so the weight's more in the heel. Yeah. Lift the chest and start to lift your collarbones up. So you might even lean your head further back into the sky. And then keep your upper body in this kind of back bend shape and just cactus your arms. So reach the fingers back to the wall behind you. And then straighten your arms. Lift them straight up towards the sky as you inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee up. Straighten your front leg, exhale. So if you can keep the long distance that you just had, great. Lift the heel of the back foot up off the floor a little higher. Back toes grounded, back heel lifted. And then flex your front foot. Lift the ball of your front foot up off the floor. And as you do that, keep a bend into your front knee and try to slide your front thigh deep into the wall behind you. Reach the chest forward as you inhale, get long through the front of your spine. And then inhale, bend your front leg, shifting forward. And on the breath, exhale, straighten the front leg. Good, so just do that 2 more times, you guys. Inhale to bend. And exhale to pull back. And 1 more, inhale, shifting. And exhale, straightening. Good. Inhale, bend your front leg, plant your hands fully flat. Let your back leg get strong, lift it higher off the floor, and then I can't hear you, but step to plank quietly. Shift forward all the way down to chaturanga. Baby cobra or the up dog, it's your choice. Press the feet down, press the hands down, lift the chest to the sky. And downward facing dog. Left leg, it lifts as you inhale. Go ahead and open up your hips, bend your knee, take that stretch. Give a little bit more lift through the right side of the waist as you do it. And then square it off to center. You'll straighten that left leg. Lower the left foot so it hovers just beside your right. Feel how the left thigh sucks up into the hip socket. Keep that as you inhale, shift forward into plank. Shoulders stacked right over the wrist. Lift through the waist. Take an inhale. Keep the chest open. Bring your left knee in to touch your nose. And notice that feeling wanting to round your head down, but look forward, gaze forward. And then take that left knee to the outside of your left arm, slide it higher. Also use the lift of the right waist to help you. 3-legged dog, lift it all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, step the foot forward between your hands. You'll lower your right knee down to the mat this time. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Good. And then hands behind your head. Lean the head back into the hands. Let the shoulders spread. Let your elbows lift. And rather than the sense of shifting forward, use your front foot, drive the heel down, pull the front thigh back. Notice how that lifts your spine taller, the collarbones higher. See how much of a back bend you can make right here while supporting this frontal body. And then as you inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, cactus your arms. Give a little bit more pulling down through the back body. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down to the floor. You'll lift your back knee up and straighten your front leg. Exhale. And then flex through that front foot. So lift the toes up, the ball of the foot up. And as the front foot lifts, keep the knee slightly bent so you can drive the left thigh deeper back and reach your chest further forward. Try to get longer through both sides of the waist evenly. And there's a feeling that your hands press, your hands pull back to the back of the mat. On the breath, you guys, inhale, we bend. Exhale, we pull back. 2 more. Inhale, we bend the front leg. And exhale to straighten. Last one, inhaling. And exhaling. Bend your front leg as you take a big inhale here. Plant your hands fully flat. Make your back leg strong like a plank pose. Quietest step back. Shift forward and lower chaturanga. Baby cobra or the up dog. We inhale, collarbones wide. We exhale, downward facing dog. And then rise high up onto the balls of the feet. Get your hips super high. Tiptoe your feet halfway forward to meet your hands. Keep your hands flat, bend your knees as you need to. So the arms will shift forward over the wrists, the shoulders stacked. See if you can't stay on your toes and tiptoe your feet a little closer to your hands. Again, you can always bend your knees. See if you can't tiptoe your feet as close to your hands as possible. And then wherever you are, make your hands heavier than your feet. Lift your waist, lift your ribs. And then as you stay here, maybe hover just your right foot an inch. Notice it's not heel going back, but it's root of thigh lifting towards the sky. Place the foot down. Hover your left foot just an inch. Suck it all the way up towards the ceiling. Place the foot to the floor. See if you can't rise so high up onto the tippy toes of both feet that your legs just hover an inch. You can hop, no one will see. Place your feet down if they were lifted, you guys. Walk your feet all the way to the top of your hands. Reach the chest forward as you inhale. Find your Ardha Uttanasana here. And fold as you exhale. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, come up halfway. Shoulders on the back. And exhale, fold. Hands to your hips. Put a little bend into your knees. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale at the top. Good. Take a moment. Just release your arms by your side. Ground into your roots. Feel the connection of your body breathing and moving. Stand tall. Create a little bit more energy and lift through the sides of the waist, the back of the skull. And then inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Feel free to bend the knees. Use the inhale. Let your front body get long. Plant your hands flat as you step to your plank. Exhale, shift forward, lower chaturanga. Baby cobra or the inhale, up dog. And downward facing dog, exhale. Ground into the hands, feel the weight of the first finger, knuckle, and thumb rooting. And as your legs continue to push your hips back towards your heels, there is a sense that your arms are trying to shift you into plank. Let your spine get long. And then as we rise high up onto the toes, bend your knees, look forward, choose to step or hop to the top. Open as we inhale, fold as we exhale. Rise it all the way up as we inhale, let the shoulders spread, ground through the feet, rise. And bring it in as we exhale. Good, one more together, inhale, arms reach up. Hinge and fold forward, exhale, lengthen the front body to fold. Open as we inhale, step to plank opposite leg, shift forward as we lower chaturanga. Into the back bend, as you press down, lift up through the spine body, and downward facing dog. And then inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step the foot forward between your hands. Spin the back heel down to the floor, you guys. Reach the chest forward. Hug your right hip in. Stay low as you reach your arms forward to the front of your room. Notice I said your room. As you press into your front heel, track that front knee forward, plug the front thigh in, stand more into your back foot, and then reach the arms further forward. Rise it up to your warrior one. Exhale at the top. Find the connection of the 2 feet, the hugging of the ankles, and as those arms reach up, lift up through the side body. Take another inhale, and then open it up to warrior 2 as you exhale. So adjust the feet. I'm a big fan of heel to heel, but you do whatever you want to do. Let that right knee track forward. Pull your right thigh bone back. As the arms spread wide, give a little bit more pull through the left shoulder or the left fingertips. Continue to press into 2 feet evenly and lift up to the side waist. Reverse the warrior. Slide your left hand down your left leg, right arm all the way up. And then exhale, shift forward. Right hand to the inside or to the thigh. Come into extended side angle. Top arm up towards the ceiling. We're just going to bend that top elbow so your hand comes behind your head again. And then just lean from your rib cage, lean your head back like it's lowering over that right knee. And against that, can you continue to hug your right knee in, pull your right thigh bone back towards the wall you're facing. Roll the belly up. Roll your left ribs up. Beautiful, you guys. Top arm up towards the sky. Spin the arm in the socket, reach it forward. Anchor into your back heel as you do that. And then if you haven't already, slide your right elbow to your right thigh, so you're in a modified variation. Sit a little lower into your front leg and pull your right thigh bone back. Beautiful. Now lift from your right ribs, roll the chest to the sky. And then see if you can't extend your right arm to meet your left arm. So both arms overhead, it's just for a breath. Press into your 2 feet, inhale, come all the way up. Open the arms, warrior 2, exhale. Good. And then just release the hands to the inside of your front foot, so you'll spin onto the toes of the back foot. Walk that right foot to the right side of your mat. Lower your back knee down to the floor. Reach your right arm towards the sky. And you can even bend that right elbow, bring your right hand behind your head. Does it give you a different sense of opening through the chest? Release your right hand down to the floor, both hands inside. Make sure your hands are in plank position. Lift your back knee up off the mat. This time, walk your hands forward to the front of your mat. So walk the right foot as far over to the right as you need to so that you can have your arms in shoulder distance length. And notice if that front knee is following the reach of the arms. Could you drive into your front heel and pull your front thigh back? Keep the right knee hugging in and lengthen the chest forward. Maybe you can challenge yourself and walk your hands a little further forward. Yeah, feel free to come onto the fingertips. Continue to plug the right knee back, the right thigh bone back into the hip socket. Beautiful work, you guys. Walk your hands back so your hands are underneath your shoulders. Take a big inhale here. And then keep your right knee glued into your arm. Bring your right heel to your right butt. You can stay here and step to plank. You can bend your elbows, lower chaturanga. You might step back or fly through the arm balance. Into the up dog as you inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Left leg, it lifts as you inhale, letting that side go. Exhale, step the foot forward between your hands. Find your warrior one as you spin the back heel down. Stay low, reach the arms forward. As the arms reach forward, then rise it all the way up to standing. Find the connection of your front foot, big toe, inner heel. Hug the shins in, pull the thigh bones back. And then continue to use the strength of your arms to lift your ribs. As you inhale, open it up to warrior 2. Track that left knee forward, pull the left thigh bone back. So there's a sense of ease to the pelvis and more of a length to the back body. The shoulders are soft, and as the arms spread wide, there's a sense of your arms extending out and pressing down into a shelf. Feel how your arms can press down and the side body can lengthen. And then reverse the warrior, inhaling, slide the right arm down, lift the left arm up. Exhale, shift forward, left hand to the inside or to the left thigh, top arm to the sky. And then use that left leg, more specifically the left thigh, to roll the chest up, bend your right elbow, hand behind your head. So as you lean back into the power of the upper body, notice the counter of your left thigh moving to the wall that you're facing. Stand tall into the back leg. Feel both feet pressing, and there's a sense of both heels coming together. Beautiful. Reach the top arm towards the sky, and then slide your left forearm to meet your left thigh. So you're in the modified variation. Can you drive the left shoulder onto the back body? Spin the top arm overhead to reach the front of the room as you gather your ribs in. Beautiful. Keep plugging your left thigh to meet your right foot, and then extend your left arm to meet your right arm. Both arms reaching forward. Inhale, come all the way up to warrior two. Soften the shoulders. Take another full breath in. And then release. Both hands to the floor. Spin onto the toes of the back foot. Lower your back knee for a moment as you reach that left foot over to the left side of your mat. Both hands inside your left leg. And then lift your back knee up when you're ready, and you'll start to walk your hands. Oh, we need to take a twist. Keep your back knee down, reach your left arm to the sky. Sorry guys, I got distracted by someone's microphone. It's like real life. And then release your left hand down to the floor, lift your back knee up. Start to walk your hands forward. As you walk your hands forward, notice how your legs and your pelvis want to come with you. So drive into your left heel, pull left thigh back. Also, start to pull your left thigh to the right side of the room. Then, when you can stand more into your right leg, walk your hands forward. To the degree that your arms lengthen towards the front of the room, keep pulling your legs back to the back of the room. Even soften the jaw. And then you'll walk your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. Make sure they are shoulder distance apart at least. Bring your left heel up to meet your left butt. Stay here. Step to plank. Bend your elbows. Lower chaturanga. Find your way through the vinyasa, you guys. We'll all meet up in downward facing dog. And then go ahead and walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. Hands to your hips, shoulders to the sky. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale at the top. Cross your right ankle over your left leg, set up for figure four. And as you stand tall for a couple moments, feel the ground of your left leg more than anything. Keep hugging your left thigh in, and there's a sense of your right knee just releasing down. Reach the arms up as you inhale, and sit back into your chair as you exhale. So as you sit back into your chair, try to hug that left knee into the midline, and keep steering your left hip towards the right. It's going to give you access to pulling your right thigh back to the wall behind you. Take another full breath in. And then exhale, hands to the floor. You're going to keep your legs like this and just straighten your left knee any amount that works for you. And as your hands arrive towards the floor, lift your right thigh higher to the sky. Reach the chest forward as you inhale. You're going to walk it forward to your downward facing dog. Keep the leg. And as you stay in downward dog, notice how your left hip hugs in, your right thigh lifts towards the ceiling. You can stay here or shift forward into plank. Keep the leg. Spin onto the outside edge of your left foot. Keep the foot for Vashisthasana. Check it. Your right foot is right there. It can drop to the floor if you want to modify. Left shoulder on the back body. Work the left leg lifting towards the ceiling. Spin that top arm forward towards the front of the room. Get a little bit more length from right fingertips to right knee. Inhale, bring the top arm up. Good, come back to your plank. Keep the leg or not, you guys. Try it. Shift forward, lower chaturanga. If you have the need, keep it off the floor. Inhale into your back bend. And downward facing dog. Release the foot. Walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. Hands to your hips. Little bend into your knees as you inhale. Come all the way up. Exhale at the top. Second side, left ankle over the right thigh. So feel your foundation, and also specifically notice how this side feels different than the right, and then what feels different. Really flex through that left foot so the heel is just as active as the toes. Release your left knee, anchoring towards the floor. Inhale, rise your arms to the sky. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Beautiful. And the more that right thigh hugs to the midline, the more you can pull the left thigh deeper into the hip socket. Take another inhale. You guys are so awesome. Hands down to the floor. Straighten your front leg any amount. And as you work to straighten your right leg, hug it in, and then start to lift your left thigh, your left hip higher to the sky. That's it. Reach the chest forward. Walk it to your downward facing dog. Pull the thighs back, lead more with your left thigh, lift it towards the sky, shift forward into your plank pose. Notice that moment where your shoulders arrive over your wrist. Feel the lift of the low belly as you slide over to the outside edge of your right foot to Vashisthasana. And again, you can always just lower your left foot down to the floor to modify. Lean onto the two shoulder blades so you can reach your toes up. And as you spin that top arm in the socket, extend the top arm forward. Pull your left knee away from the waist. Go for length. Inhale, bring the top arm back up. Come back to your plank pose. Shoulders stay right over the wrist. As you shift forward, try to keep the leg. And as you lower into Chaturanga and move into up dog, can you keep the knee off the floor? And downward facing dog. Release the foot. Take a big full breath in. And a long exhale. Rise high up onto the toes of the feet. As you bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top. We open as we inhale. We fold as we exhale. Take your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Come onto your fingertips, reach the chest forward. And then keep your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees over your ankles, and you're gonna sit your hips back so your thighs are parallel to the floor. So your hands can walk as far forward as they need to, and keep sending your butt back. Not that you wanna sit down, but you wanna sit back. And then reach your arms straight forward in space. Try to lift the frontal hip points up and then coil your chest even further forward in front of those knees. Stay this low in your legs, sit a little lower. And then inhale, lift your torso upright into chair pose. Beautiful. We're gonna stay here. Ground into your left heel, rise up onto the toes of the right foot. Just notice what your left leg does to stay stable. Hug it in. And then lower your right heel, sit lower into your legs, lift up onto the toes of the left foot. Sit lower into the legs as you hug right leg in. Both feet to the floor. Take a moment here. Press all the way up to stand. And bring it into your heart. Exhale. Again, keep your feet wide, chair pose, bending the knees. Exhale, fold forward, reach the fingers forward in space. Keep reaching the fingers forward in space. Bend your knees back to your chair pose. I see you all. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And now reach your arms forward towards me, towards the camera. Lower your torso so it's parallel to the floor. Beautiful. Rise up onto the toes of the left foot. Hug your right hip in. You can bring your hands to your hips if you need to. Stay low in your right leg. Step way back to crescent pose. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. I know, sorry. Re-bend your front leg a lot. And as you bend your front leg a lot, drive your front heel down. Track the knee forward so it's not rolling off to the right. And steer the right thigh way back into the hip socket, you guys. Beautiful. Bring your two hands to your hips if they aren't already. Back foot, move the heel forward and bend your back knee so that your knee is an inch off the floor. Stay there. And as your knee of your back leg is trying to lower, can you still pull your front thigh back into the hip socket? Now stay this low in your front leg and straighten your back leg again. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest up. Take a full inhale. Exhale, fold forward halfway. Good. Keep hugging the left knee in. Keep pulling the left thigh in. Shift forward into third warrior. So I'm going to invite you to put a bend into your standing knee. Hug the standing thigh into the midline. If you need the hands somewhere else, place them there. Take a full breath in through the nose. Keep your arms where they are. Start to bend your standing leg more. Reach back with your lifted leg and come into chair pose with your hands behind your back. 2 feet to the earth. Inhale, lift the torso. And then exhale, fold, arms to the sky. Bend your knees, chair pose. Release the arms forward in space. Keep the arms reaching forward and then start to pull your hips back. Reach the arms to the front of the room. Take an inhale. Doing the second side now. So you're going to stand into the left foot. Rise up onto the toes of the right. Try to stay low with your left thigh. Step way back to your crescent pose. Keeping that front knee bent as you inhale. Rise it all the way up. Try to bend your front leg a lot more, starting to wake up the hamstring and the glute by driving the front heel down and pulling the front thigh bone back. Hug the knees together and the shins together like you had a block between the legs. Then bring your 2 hands to your hips. As you bring your hands to your hips, move your back heel up and forward so it'll lower your back knee just an inch off the floor. So you're going to lower the back knee. Beautiful. Notice how 2 legs come towards the midline. Left thigh pulls back, right thigh pulls forward. Feel the lift of the frontal hip points, the support through your low belly. Stay this low in your front leg and start to lift your back knee a little taller. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Reverse the fingertips if you need to. Shoulders to the wall behind you as you inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. As you fold forward, pause and hug your left leg in. Stay this low, like you're sliding under the radar. Shift forward into third warrior. Awesome, you guys. Keep a bend into your standing knee so you can actually start to work the hamstrings. Pull your chest forward, lift the front body up. Take another inhale, and then you're gonna bend your standing leg even more, but keep the hip points higher, chest higher. And all you're gonna do is bring your right leg to meet your left leg. Come into your chair pose. Keep the arms. Reach the arms to the sky. Press all the way up to stand. And bring it into your heart. Exhale. Hop your feet together if they aren't already. Inhale, bending your knees, Utkatasana. Sit lower, Janine. Thank you. Everybody just did, that was awesome. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, open. Hands fully flat, step or jump, chaturanga. Into the back bend, open. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, and downward facing dog. Group effort, I see you. Lower onto your elbows at the same time. Interlace your fingers and walk it out for forearm plank. And if you didn't do both elbows at the same time, try it again. Chris, walk your feet back. Feel the weight of your hips heavy and your chest trying to move forward towards your fingertips. Drive your hands down into the floor more than your elbows. And then try to scrub and slide your hands towards your feet. Beautiful. You can stay here. You can do this on your knees or walk your feet way, way back. Walk your feet back so that your shoulders are nowhere over your elbows. Wherever you are with your feet, press your feet into the floor. Try to pull again your hands, your elbows back towards your feet. Feel your back body turn on. Coil your chest more forward. And as the hips try to stay lower, the chest lifts a little higher. You have 3 more breaths. Could you walk your feet back 1 more inch? 1 more breath in. And then shift forward, lower onto your stomach, set up for Sphinx pose. Ooh. As you press into your hands, same work. Pull the arms back, move the shoulders way back and the chest to the sky. So you can keep your hands in Sphinx or you can interlace your fingers. We're going to curl the toes under again and lift your hips up. This time, shoulders stay right over the elbows. Walk your feet in for dolphin. You know it. Take the feet wide, bend the knees if you need to. Recommit to your hands pressing. Recommit to the shoulders lifting. So there's a spread of the shoulders. I've been talking a lot lately about the bandhas, but more specifically the armpit bandha. Did anyone laugh? I think it's a real thing, and I'm not quite sure why the ancient yogis never talked about it. But hollow that armpit bandha and lift your ribs up, lift your belly up, and try to lift your hips higher. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Good. Everybody hug your left thigh in. Now you're going to lift really high up onto the ball of your left foot. Point your toes of the lifted leg. Straighten your lifted leg as much as you possibly can. And then lower that right leg down. Good. Try walking your feet in a little bit more. Left leg lifts as you inhale. Notice that the left leg lifts actually from the left rib. So connect from the wrist, from the shoulder, the elbow up. Rise super high up onto the toes of the right foot. Heel up, thigh up. And then could you lift higher with your left leg? Touch the ceiling. I see that, Susan. Super nice. And then lower the leg. And then drop to your knees and rest in child's pose. So now would be a great time to either hop into handstand, Stephen, or child's pose. Or get a drink of water. Yeah, go to the wall. Hop into a handstand. Or try it in the center of the room and observe what it feels like to fall. Hi, Anthony. The beauty of a home practice is you start to really explore what's possible, what you're capable of, and those moments where you choose to actually show up and not show up. And the choice is why you choose to do it. When you guys are ready, we'll come back to the center of the mat, the center of the room, your mat. And then come onto your backs, you guys. No, can we change that? Can we come onto our shins first? Press into your feet. And just like when we were in forearm plank, like I said, press into your hands more than your elbows. Press into your feet more than your knees. Does that make sense? Feel what that does to your hamstrings when you do that. And then reach your arms forward. Hook your thumbs. Notice how long your spine is. So your hips are trying to move forward, your ribs are trying to move back. The only thing you're gonna do is start to hinge at your knee joint and slide your spine back. Feet press more than knees. Arms are there just as a counterbalance. So I'm not asking you to use your low back. Draw the low belly in and then press all the way back up. Good, that was one. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Take an inhale, press into your feet. Exhale, start to hinge back. So the entire spine moves together. So your hips move forward, the ribs move back. Julia, a little bit more. Yeah, find that edge. And then press into your feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Last one. Press into the feet. Hinge way back. Pause here. Breathe. Relax the shoulders. There's this moment where your body goes, oh my gosh. And then your mind says, oh my gosh. And then your body says, no, I'm strong. And then you can hinge back a little bit more. Find it. And then press all the way back up. Beautiful. Now, hands down. Your choice, however you want to come onto your back and set up for bridge pose. So feet down to the floor. Choose to either interlace your fingers or hold onto the edges of the mat. When you're ready, press into your feet and your shoulders. Inhale, lift your spine up towards the sky. So again, whatever you do with your hands is up to you, but can you let your shoulders be heavier than your elbows? Soften the jaw. And as you use your feet to press into the floor, there is a sense that your heels, again, are trying to slide towards your chest as the inner thighs release towards the earth. Take another full breath in, lift your chest a little higher, and lower down, exhale. Good. We're gonna do just 2 more, so you can choose to stay in supported bridge if you have blocks. You can move into Urdhva Dhanurasana or stay in bridge pose. So when you're ready, keep the feet grounded. As you inhale, press into your feet and rise it all the way up. Notice what you're focusing on. Continue to ground into your 2 feet. Continue to release the inner thighs down. Let your legs be stronger than your arms. Beautiful, you guys. You'll lower down when you're ready. And then just take one more round. And when you arrive in this shape, observe if there's more weight in one foot than the other foot. Those of you in Urdhva, continue to hug the forearms in. It's not about pushing into your hands, but rather grounding into your legs. Let the shoulders spread apart. Beautiful. And the lower down when you guys are ready. Take a moment, walk the feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees drop in towards one another. Reach your arms up towards the sky and cross your arms over your chest. Imagine that we're all giving each other a virtual hug right now. And then inhale, reach the arms up, switch the cross of the elbows, give yourself a hug. And just kind of knock your knees side to side, just so you get a little release to the low back. It can be big or small, whatever just feels right for you. And then come back to center, hug your knees into your chest, and come into happy baby. Feel the weight of your hips heavy, the release of your inner thighs. Good. And then go ahead and reach your legs straight up towards the sky. Either hold on to the edges of your mat, or if you want a little bit more, arms up and overhead to the wall behind you. So legs reaching straight up towards the ceiling, feet right over the hips. Take a big inhale as your shoulders spread, push your ribs down into the floor as you exhale. And then slowly lower your right leg forward. The down will just be a result. Let it hover up off the floor just an inch. So let your legs do just as much work as your center body is doing. Reach through the feet, reach through the heels. And as you continue to lift your shoulders up, notice every exhale drops the ribs down, drops the low belly down. Take a full breath here. And then if this is enough, I want you to interlace your hands behind your head. Everybody exhale, reach the chest towards the sky, reach your arms forward towards your feet. Good. Take a big inhale, and it's not that I want you to move forward, but actually try to lift your chest up towards the sky. Keep that, lower your left foot so it hovers right beside your right. Reach to those legs, the inner thighs more. Bring your right leg up to the ceiling. Take a big inhale, lift your chest higher. Good, now keep the chest this high. Slowly lower your head, arms back overhead. Keep the legs as they are. So we're just switching sides. Inner thighs releasing out through the heels. With every exhale, ribs down to the earth, hollow the belly to the spine. Take one more breath in. And again, hands behind your head, or exhale, curl up, reach the arms forward. And as the arms reach forward, use your exhales to lift your chest up, your shoulders up. Take an inhale. And then slowly lower your right leg to meet your left leg. Reach to those heels. They can be on the floor, but roll inner thighs. Can you push your low belly to the floor? One more breath of chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Little rock and roll side to side. Rock yourself up to sitting, you guys. Come into Dandasana, so both legs are straight out in front of you. Flex your feet. And then all you're going to do is bend your right knee and come into what I've been calling the reverse figure 4. So right ankle is underneath your left knee. And that right ankle supports the left knee as you inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, fold forward towards your straight leg. And so sometimes we get a little release to the outer thigh, but as you keep that left leg straight, pull the left toes back. Lengthen your chest forward. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale at the top, straighten your right leg to meet your left. And then other side, so you'll bend your left knee. Let the foot support your right knee. As you inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Hi, kitty. Let the shoulders soften, continue to lengthen through the front of the spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale at the top. And then straighten your left leg to meet your right. Take your feet as wide as your mat, so both legs are straight. And then inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Put a little bend into your knees right here. Pull your chest up. And then start to fold forward with your knees slightly bent, hands to the inside. And who cares how far you go? Notice as the arms reach forward again, hug the legs in, pull the inner heels back. Pull your inner thighs back. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale at the top. Bring your legs together, you guys. Reach your arms towards the sky. If you're sitting on something, remove it. Now we're gonna roll onto our backs. So you're gonna slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, slowly, slowestly, even slowerly. Slowest, slow, even slower. No rush. Notice that part where your body wants to skip like 5 vertebrae. Go really slow right there. When you come onto your backs, place your feet to the floor. Let's just take a final twist. Any twist that works for you, let your knees drop over to one side. I'll be here for a couple breaths. I see you, Stephen. Still going. Breathe more across the top of your chest, you guys. And use your exhale. Switch sides when you're ready. Come back to center. And just hug your knees into your chest. And as you hug your knees into your chest, curl yourself up into a tight little ball. Let your nose touch all the way up into your knees. Squeeze in, take a big inhale. And then sigh out the mouth, let it go, and find yourself into your Shavasana. Let your legs drop. Let your shoulders get heavy. Take a big full breath. Let your entire being fill up. And then let it go out the mouth and just let your body drop into the support of the earth. Let your body drop into the support of the practice. Feel the weight being completely held. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Start to breathe into your fingertips and your toes. Place your hands over your front body and just come back to the physical. So just allow the breath to fill up into the fingertips and your hands. As you're ready, you'll bend your knees, gently roll yourself over to one side. Take a moment to just pause there and breathe there. And then as you're ready, you'll press yourself up into a seated position. And then just sit up tall and linger here quietly with your eyes closed. Just feel the effects of the practice. Feel the effects of the comfort of some sort of normalcy, some sort of routine and ritual. And as you bring your hands together, just honoring yourself for showing up onto your mat, moving, breathing, honoring the practice for always being there as a baseline to support you through all these kinds of times. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our homes. And may there be peace in the world. Namaste, everybody.